Alright. Hi, welcome back to Random Fact Friday, where the facts do come out on Friday.
On occasion.
Yeah, on occasion.
Well, bye.
Yeah, good boy. I'm kidding. No, wait.
Uh, you ever think about, so you know those, it's a bit of a cliche, but the type of people are like, and granted, I'm a bit like, I'm kind of one of them, but you think about like, I was born in the wrong generation type people.
Yeah.
You ever think about that was a thing historic people also did?
Explain.
Like, what if there was a person in uh, the Renaissance going, man, I was born in the wrong era. And they're imagining, uh, like, the Roman Empire.
Oh.
Or there's a person in, like, the Islamic Golden Age thinking of, like, I was born in the wrong era. And they're thinking about, like, Mesopotamia and the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Jesus Christ. No, that could definitely be a thing. I definitely feel like that could definitely be a thing. You kind of learn new stuff all the time. Like, for example, semi recently, so you know, like, scene kids and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
So apparently, the use of like Invader Zim and Sanrio characters and like outfits and stuff has only been like a semi recent thing. Scene kids in the early '90s, it looks like, uh, would have like would have like Winnie the Pooh and like Barney like stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, at least from what I saw pictures, and it's like, huh, that's interesting. But hey, at the end of the day, what is a scene kid, you know? Because despite what you might think, I was not a scene kid.
You were emo.
I guess I was emo.
We should do an episode where it's not an episode, just a video. Where we rank some of your favorite songs from back in the day.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing like a what's the word? Like an early 2000s like, hey, here are what's the word?
Let's listen to Crunkcore.
Let's find my let's find my old Uba Stank album and listen to that.
Well, how long have you had your YouTube channel? Like your own personal YouTube channel?
My own personal YouTube channel? Ah, shit. I think my own personal YouTube channel is as old as my email, so 2010.
Pretty sure in your favorites catalog you'll have some of your prime angsty youth favorites,
Well,
like anthems.
a lot. Okay, this is gonna sound bad, or no, not actually bad, but a lot of my. So, I did not get. What's the word? I did not get like a smartphone and thus like better access to like YouTube and stuff until sophomore year of high school, and even then I would still use my mom's phone for like my music and stuff. So a lot of my like 2010 like cringy high school playlists were on her like old like first generation iPhone, and included in that was a lot of blood on the dance floor. like a lot of it.
Blood on the dance floor. No. I was trying to find your YouTube channel to see if I could see any of your old videos that you made
Oh, I
when you
didn't.
were a youth.
I made no videos in my youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a bunch of fish tank content.
What? Yeah. When I was in high school, I tried to start a Let's Play channel up, but the only like laptop that I had was like my first laptop before I got a gaming laptop was like this really small like what's the word? Like it was like this mini computer that could barely run. Like the only game that I had on it, like from Steam and stuff, was the Binding of Isaac, like the original like Flash version of the game. And then I had to hard wipe it to make it run fast again, because at some point my ex came over and downloaded.
Just pissed on it.
No, he downloaded.
Like actually just peed.
He had like a shit ton of like porn on his phone, and he's like, I want to move it over to my new phone, and I'm like, okay, we can try. And it was more porn than my computer had memory. I don't know how that would be possible.
Huh.
But then my senior year of high school, I got my first like actual like big boy PC, my first actual big boy gaming laptop, which served me through the years until my second year at community college with you, where the screen broke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which it was still usable after the screen broke. Like it didn't get broken like super bad. But yeah, that's what's the word? We could do like a tier list on like different like emo like albums from like the early 2000s. Like I still actively listen to a couple of them.
Yeah.
I just can't give I can't give my opinion on a whole lot of stuff.
Do you still remember your anthem?
When I'm not okay. I'm kidding.
No, it's teenagers scared the shit out of me. They can kill our sorrow, please.
You know, I mostly did that for attention, right? Like I want to.
Oh yeah.
Like.
It doesn't mean it's not less of a help.
Yeah, I know. Like I wanted
You're shopping your clothes, make violent problems.
Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. All together now. Nah, I'm kidding. But then you know what? I really started to get into Hoobastank, which is a funny bit. I'm kidding. No, I only know Hoobastank because their name is fucking funny. I don't know what sort of music they do.
You got really into penis music?
Oh god, we don't talk about penis music.
By Hatsune Miku.
No, I'm really into breakcore right now, because you can fuck real hard. I'm kidding. Who said that? I didn't.
It sounded like you said breakcore for a second. I was like, oh, Brain started a band?
No, breakcore.
Brain starts a band called Breakcore.
Sorry, my body was being weird. It like had the hiccups, but didn't want to hiccup.
It heard the concept of Brain playing music and tried to shut down.
Damn. And I don't know what Braden does. He could be playing music.
Leonard Nimoy directed 3 Men and a Baby.
no. More like 3 men putting a baby in me, you know what I'm... No, that's weird.
Morgana Le Fay, who is most commonly known as a dark sorceress in the Archnemesis of Merlin, was actually depicted in some of the earliest versions of Arthurian lore as a kind of benevolent witch.
Oh yeah, Arthurian lore was super weird. Like, it's like what's the word? At some point, Merlin was depicted as the Antichrist. Did you know that?
Huh.
Yeah, because, like, what's the word? Because, like at the end of the day... Oh, how do I say this without sounding controversial? I'll say Lancelot and Guinevere did nothing wrong. Because it's just a different form of, like, courtly love and all that jazz. But, you know, the Arthurian legend and stuff.
Arthur needs to be cooked.
Well, no.
Words out of Nick's mouth.
I mean, he might be into it nowadays. But, everything about Arthurian legend is just fan fiction, because like, there's not a whole lot to go off of, like, King Arthur as a person. Like, the few, like, instances that you see of him in, like, history and stuff, it's just like, oh, Arthur fought with Mordred, and there was trouble and strife in Camelot and stuff like that. And it's like, huh, well, it sounds like this King Arthur guy had a lot going on. But then, like, there's, like, no actual, like, historical, like, hey, this is what Arthur was going on. Hell, for all we know, Fate Stay Night is probably the most, what's the word? The closest to Arthurian canon that you can be.
I do not know the in-depth lore and complexities of Fate Stay Night.
Well, okay, so I guess for starters, in Fate Stay Night, King Arthur, Arthur Pendragon, is a girl. And, yeah, that's all I can really think of right now. Speaking of Arthurian legend, do you remember the Green Knight movie that came out semi-recently in the last couple of years?
I'm pretty sure it's been close to 8.
For the Green Knight?
Yeah, I'll Google it.
I'm Googling it right now.
No, it's been 3.
Oh, it's... okay. What the fuck was up with the Green Knight?
I thought... Apparently, I've heard that it was fairly decent film. It was just... They did... So the Green Knight was kind of trippy in the fact that they did the story, but they also did a what-if version within the story.
Oh, yeah, no.
And it was foretold that it was like this was the visions that would happen if he didn't go and meet the Green Knight.
Yeah, what's the word? Like, Gwen and the Green Knight definitely feels like a, how do I put it? Like an art house version of the Arthurian mythos story, Gawain and the Green Knight. I haven't watched it, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on in it. I'm pretty sure it hits, like, similar, like, story beats to, like, what happened in, like, the actual story, but it's still it's still a very, like, trippy and weird film.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it someday. Who knows? I have to be really into something to, like, what's the word? Like, I keep trying to say words, but I keep forgetting the name of it. The name of words.
Nazi Germany carpet bombed the UK with flawless counterfeit bills in an attempt to cause hyperinflation. The French did the same thing in Africa to prevent former colonies from abandoning the franc.
What the fuck, Richard?
Yep. Australia's constitution allows New Zealand to join as Australia's seventh state at any time.
Okay, question.
Which would be hilarious if, like, New South Wales or something, like, splits in two, and then they're up to 7, and then New Zealand joins. They're like, this constitution says we're the 7th state, and so one of you has to be 8.
Honestly, a lot of funny things could happen right now with the UK. We just gotta keep. We just gotta.
Well, this was Australia.
I don't know why I assume. I don't know why I assume that. I don't know what I was about to say about Australia. I feel like I was gonna say something about Bluey.
We did 9/11.
Whoa, hey there. Do you have any facts and/or do you have any opinions about Bluey?
I like it. It's a decent show.
Right.
Well, it's pretty good for a kid, for being made for children.
I was in the mindset that you were gonna say no. I have not watched anything regarding Bluey, and like you didn't have an opinion on it, and I was gonna respond with, well, you can't not have an opinion about Bluey. Everybody has to have an opinion about Bluey, and like do a bit that way. But yeah, no, Bluey is Bluey's a super fun show. I like it. I may or may not have watched it. I've rewatched it a couple of times. For no better reason, just like oh, I can do this. But like
Have you watched the banned episodes? Where unironically there's episodes that have not been aired in the United States because for some reason American censorship is weird.
I know one of the episodes got banned because it was
a horse pooped.
Oh no, that episode didn't get banned, but that portion of the episode got cut down. But what's the word? I know the episode where where the kids are like, well, where do babies come from? And Bandit is like, let me have live action birth right now to show you. Okay, no, not live action birth, but he goes through he pretends to be pregnant and stuff, and then it accumulates into him giving water birth to, I forgot the younger one's name, but I know that one's still banned, and I know that the opening to one of the episodes involving weight loss, the opening got cut because I don't know, something about not wanting to promote being fat or something, and it's nobody's promoting being fat at all, so. But yeah, that's my knowledge when it comes to Bluey. I too feel like it is a pretty good show, and people freaking out about it ending after the 3rd season. I think you need to chill the fuck out because Bluey's pretty popular.
I think most people concerned about that are parents freaking out I don't want to go back. You can't force me to go back to the Coco Melon. You can't make me go back.
Well, what's the word?
Which, fair enough. Coco Melon's legitimately awful.
Yeah. I will not forgive them for Johnny. That will be something forever scarred into my brain. But just re-show kids episodes. Sometimes kids are dumb, and sometimes you can get away with showing them an episode of Bluey 50 times.
Just download Sesame Street and play it.
Yeah, Sesame Street's pretty good.
Between the Lions.
Yeah. There is that one band episode where Ernie and burden earning it into CBT.
The two largest annual jazz festivals in the world are held in Montreal and Montreal,
Damn, you were like, okay.
respectively.
Damn, you were like, okay, Aura's talking about cock and ball torture again. It's time to
And the
move on.
word sideburns comes from the American Civil War Union General Ambrose Burnside's unusual facial hair. They were originally named Burnside, but this later got corrupted into sideburns that we know today.
Question, where do mutton chops come from?
I think it's because they're just shaped like button chops.
Something cock and ball torture. Fuck, you have it stuck in my head now.
Much like you did for 20... Well, we know each other for about, 10 years? Yeah. For 11 years.
At 11 years and 50 centuries.
Certain mutton chops first for self-edged hair, and when sideburns grow out to be thick, large sideburns extend down the side of its face, resembling a sheep or lamb's chops. The original term of mutton chops can be tracked down to the 19th century. At the time, popular fashion style group, particularly amongst men of upper class of British society, long white sideburns were said to resemble the appearance of a lamb or mutton chops, which is a common food, popular food item at the time.
Now get a girl with mutton chops, and then you can call them sluttin' chops. And that was bad. I'm sorry.
Also implies that men can't be sluts.
Damn.
Which means you'd be out of a job.
What job is there of being a slut?
That's right. Sluts aren't paid.
Yeah.
Whores are.
Hell yeah. I'm a really classy escort. Yeehaw.
Starting at age 17, Hayagir Khan of Pakistan won 555 consecutive squash matches over 5.5 years, the longest ever streak in any pro sport.
Hell yeah.
Gouverneur, so it's Gouverneur Near Morris, was a founding father who, among many other great achievements, wrote the entire preamble to the Constitution, including the phrase, "We the people of the United States," and drafted the final version of the Constitution.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union.
Whales, as we know them, evolved from a creature known as Pachycetus, which is a land mammal roughly the size of a wolf or a large dog.
Schoolhouse Rock. Schoolhouse Rock could be good to show to kids.
There's some dated parts of it. First crisis hotline was started in 1953 in London by a British priest named Chadvara. Oh yeah, have you seen that thing where a bunch of Republican think tank bros were like, this is the list of games that are corrupting.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Corrupting people's minds, and then here's are the safe games, and then it was like the woke and non-woke games list, and on the non-woke games list was like basically just humongous games, and I was like, I saw Putt-Putt Travels Through Time, and I'm like, wait till they hear about Putt-Putt traveling to ancient Egypt and there being black people.
Jesus Christ.
It's not woke.
From my understanding, I think there's several different people doing this anti is this game woke or not thing, what's the word? It's like the alt-right version of does the dog die in the movie? They're like, please keep politics out of video games. By the way, have you played my favorite game, Final Fantasy VII, where it's mostly politics? And it's like, no. Please, have you tried getting your head out of your own ass?
I don't enjoy politics, any of my pieces of media. I want to go back to a time where the media I watched at a time where I was not yet intelligent or had enough wisdom to recognize the obvious political messaging occurring on screen.
Yeah, what's the word? Like Final Fantasy X, I feel like is a staunch, like, how do I put it? It definitely critiques like religion as a whole. I can't tell you how though, but I definitely do have that feeling. But yeah, no, I hate to tell like anti woke bros, but Final Fantasy VII is hella woke. Like it's not weird for Cloud to dress up as a lady in the remake because that's what happens in the original game. And all that jazz.
I think the number one thing I've seen comment about that is just like, I'm tired of all this media being woke with a political agenda. I miss the time frame when the the movies and TV shows at the time were spouting my nonsense political agenda.
Jesus Christ.
Which is honestly what it boils down to a lot of time.
Yeah. They most certainly didn't have a problem with Richard Nixon using they, them pronouns in a Call of Duty game. Or maybe they did, I don't know. Actually, hang on. Now that I'm thinking about it, so we were talking about Concord earlier and how it crashed and burned super hard. What was another game that crashed and burned super hard? I think the premise of it looked really interesting, but then I learned more about the game and I was like, Jesus Christ. You played like somebody that was going on like you were going on like a state like a state wide like ban thing. I don't know. I must be thinking. I must be crazy. Are you still there in the internet?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Sorry.
Hey, it's not your fault. It's like, and if anybody's at fault at the end of the day, it's Discord that's at fault.
I was also reading through the thing and I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm not scanning a QR code to exist in society. I'm with the boomers on this.
Yeah,
Which, fair, but it was just people ranting about how there's bikes around my city you can rent, but you have to use an app that needs your driver's license. And there are buses that drive right to your destination, but you need an app in order to get on them. And you can wash your car if you're signed into an app. And you can go to the bathroom, a public bathroom here, but you have to sign into an app in order for it to unlock the door.
I'm sorry, what?
And that app needs your location on. You can order at this restaurant if you scan the code and download an app. I'm losing my fucking mind.
If I had to log into an app to piss somewhere, I would simply piss my pants for all to see in the middle of the restaurant. Or just the location in general. Because I'm not doing that shit, Blanche.
And someone was telling a story of they had their phone and wallet stolen once, and the amount of things they couldn't fucking do without their phone was bonkers.
Yeah.
They couldn't order an Uber or take the bus home because those required a phone and or wallet. So they had to walk home based on directions they had wrote on a sticky note and reading the blurry road signs. They couldn't do their laundry even though they had changed in their apartment because the building's laundry machine required an app to activate. They couldn't log into the school email because the school's email requires two-factor authentication. Will only take another phone number and not the second email address. They had hardest fuck time getting new cards set up with their bank because in order to do so, they need to log into an app, and they couldn't get any packages that were delivered to them because the building's locker system was app-based, and so on and so forth. And why the fuck did we design a society as a singular failure point like this?
I know that the laundromat near my house does have, like, hey, you can, like, use an app and, like, use your credit card to pay, but it also still has fucking, like, you know, you can put, like, quarters in and shit. There should always be an analog way to participate in society. Does that make sense?
Fortunately, our society keeps making it so that those are not accessible. And my whole thing with analog things, especially, and I remember railing about this during the pandemic, about how we had to use QR codes to scan everything, and people were like, "Oh, you're just being curmudgeonly. You don't want to download a app scanner with your phone." And I'm like, I shouldn't fucking have to. And it was also applying to me of, I do this thing, and granted, it was because for a while I was in a wheelchair while I was having all my surgeries done. And since then, I think that's left for me was a lasting impression of every building, wherever possible on Earth, should be wheelchair and crutches and walker and stroller accessible. And a lot of the times it's as simple as you build a ramp or you lower the door frame or you widen the door frame. And it's like all of these little things that no one ever does because society is built by the able-bodied for the able-bodied. And existing as, and granted, it can be largely more applied to minority communities as a whole. And there's a large factor in a lot of people say about why are so many disabled people gay or trans or something? And it's because when something happens to you that makes you fundamentally question society and the world you're living in and your place in it, that also makes you think about other things about yourself that make you fundamentally different from society and the world you're built, that you're raised in, and how what's built for what. And in many ways, the vast majority of this world is made by and for straight, able-bodied white people, specifically straight, able-bodied white men. And that's even like, you get even more specific of like, depending on like weights and education levels and stuff, right?
Yep.
And I saw that with everything was switching to barcodes. And people were giving me shit for being like a boomer about it, but I'm like, that's the thing. Your grandparents shouldn't have to learn a new technology to order at the same restaurant they've been eating at for 20 years. What about blind people or people that get epileptic seizures easily so they can't access, like, they have to be very careful when they're searching websites. A lot of those apps have fucking flashing ads. And, or what about people who can't afford a smartphone? Or what about people who... And it's like, no one... Our world doesn't ever build for those people. And it's infuriating. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I got lost in the power washing sauce. But I was gonna like say something like yeah, the reason why you weren't upset about having to download a QR scanner is because all modern phones nowadays, all modern smartphones have a QR scanner built into the camera app. But it's still a huge problem because I don't want to do that. Like you know, like I shouldn't have to like. Actually, okay, I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna roll your eyes. But the same thing is happening with sex toys and stuff. Like what's the word? Like there's this toy that I got like months ago. That was a vibrator, and it has like a what's the word? Like one of those clickers, not clickers, but like a little remote that you can cycle through stuff. But I noticed that like the cycles like that you get through the button versus like the different cycles that you can get on the app that they're pushing. You only can from what I could like gauge. You could only get like a couple of the like you only got like 4 of like the of the vibrations on the remote, and then all the other like vibration modes were locked behind the app. The app was free, but once again, I shouldn't have to, you know, download an app to get my rocks off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like our friend Aka, who, ironically, or not really ironically, works in tech. Or at least it's like she's designing video games. She wants to really get into the tech space, but like the job market fucking sucks everywhere now. Anyway, she's under the same stance that I am, where I've heard her say like, "Fuck smart technology. I want dumb as shit technology. I want technology that is built for and nothing else. I want my refrigerator to keep food cold. That is it. I want my toaster to toast. That is it. I want my oven to bake, and if it has a stovetop, have burners. That is it. I don't want any app integration. I don't want any smart dials. I don't want to access my lamp with my phone. I don't want any of this.
So also just
and this may be not the best, because I do see the appeal of security cameras, but like apparently we should get like security stuff at the door, because it wouldn't like lock properly. I'm like, or we get a lock for the door.
Exactly.
That there are 3 keys that access, 3 in existence. We each get one.
Also, what's the word? With the case of...
Well, I guess my brother has one now, because we gave him to watch the animals. So there's 4 keys in existence.
So, what was I going to say? Regarding, like, toaster and, like, smart toasters and smart ovens, the planned obsolescence is already there, because, you know, you have, like, an LCD screen and, like, circuitry that is going to be, like, next to hot shit all the time. And, like computer parts and shit don't do good with heat. That's why a lot of high-end PCs are like liquid cooled and stuff. Like if you make toast like every day of your fucking life, then your smart toaster isn't gonna have a long shelf life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get like the appeal of in cars, for example. I get the benefit of okay, backup cameras are one thing. and even side cameras can be helpful. I don't want screens for everything. I don't want a touch screen to turn on the volume or change the air conditioning on and off, or turn my blinker, or God forbid, start the car and pick what gear I'm in. I want knobs and levers and dials, because that's what those are for, and each one of those does a different fucking thing. So that if my dog, well, I don't have a dog anymore, but if my dog jumps on something, their foot pad doesn't touch the touch screen and throw me into reverse when I'm going 40 down the road.
So I think at the end of the day, I think the only people that are using touchpads for everything are Teslas, because my family in the last year got a new Buick, and it still has not the only touchscreen that we have is for what's the word?
Okay, well, you cut out at the end. You cut out at when you said at the end of the day.
Okay.
The internet fucked up. Sorry.
So I feel like at the end of the day, the Tesla line of cars and shit are the only new cars that I have seen that are oh, we're fully touch screen now, because semi recently in the last year, my family got a new Buick. And it's I don't know how old it is, but it's fairly new. And the only touchscreen that it has is for the radio and stuff. The AC is still on knobs. It still has a fucking it still has the Prindle. It's still it still has knobs and shit. And the touchscreen is only for the radio. So yeah, I think the only people who are touchscreens are the future are people who have Teslas, and at the end of the day, those people suck.
You're wrong.
What do you mean I'm wrong?
I'm literally looking at pictures of 2024 cars, the interior, and there's the Mercedes, there's Toyotas, they're all touchscreens. Toyotas, Mercedes, Lexus, this is a Tesla. The Ford Mustang.
Well, shit.
The Ford Mustang doesn't even have a gear shift.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I was wrong, I guess.
I'll show you a picture of the Ford Mustang.
It's not like I don't believe you. It's just I was in the mindset that I'm hoping this was just a thing that dumbass tech bros are doing.
Ah, fuck! It's .avif. God fucking damn it. That's another thing. Who the fuck thought .avif was a good idea?
I don't know what that. I know it's a file type. I don't know what kind of file type it is.
It's file type that if you copy and paste it into literally any program, it doesn't run it.
Oh, that's lame.
It doesn't display it.
Sounds like a what's the word? Sounds like an NFT response. Oh, I don't like the fact that people can just copy and paste my image, so I'm gonna create this new file type. But then at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter.
This is gonna be very blurry, but
it's all good.
This is the new Ford Mustang interior.
Oh, that's gross. Why did they just slap an iPad onto the center console? We've also been recording for 43 minutes.
Okay. I'll just read through this Tumblr post real quick.
Okay.
Because looking up the car thing got me on Tumblr.
As most supposed to.
My favorite kinds of museums are science/history/ is awesome, kids. So we spent the last 2 centuries stealing a bunch of shit. Here's some of the least offensive artifacts we have. We now have a bigger museum of whatever our neighboring city slash municipality slash country had. Haha! This is where that one famous. So there was this unfamous weirdo who was really into collecting or building weird shit. As I guess we have a museum now. Yeah, so we tore down the old to give way to the new, and we missed a spot, so I guess we can have a museum now. The second biggest ball of twine in the state.
Hey.
Boy, did Grandpa's work lack OSHA regulations. And then, of course, these trains have ran for 100 fucking run. If we have anything to say about, we'll run for 100 fucking more.
I do love a good science museum.
And then also, here's a collection of the most specific shit you've ever seen. This is a museum about it.
A museum about the condom. Sorry, I'm finishing up one more thing. Okay. Well, if Zero has no more facts to read,
Bye, guys.
bye, everyone. This is a pretty house.